Hello everyone. In this recording, I'm going to show you how to complete your homework by following the requirements and also by following the steps that I am expecting from you for all the assignments, including homework and also quizzes. Okay, and let's see that you have on left side you have the homework. It is not exactly same homework as you have, but it is a different homework that I'm going to show you the how to do it. But on right side is your notebook that you're going to handwrite your homework solutions. And then your right side notebook will be your notebook, or it can be your iPad that your writing pad that you're going to write. Important thing is handwrite your answers. So let's take a look on first what are the requirements. So my first requirement is all should be handwrite in your notebook or your notepad, and then scan and submit it as a single PDF file. Okay, so if you don't know how to convert into single PDF, let's watch some YouTube video, or you can scan from your phone and it will automatically combine all the scanning papers to one single file that you can submit into Blackboard page. So first time I will give you some feedback saying that please submit a single file. If you see that, make sure that you learn it and how to submit a single file into Blackboard page. It's very important. And then second one is please don't print and save the assignment, right? So because your assignments will be updated on the Blackboard time to time, because of that, don't print and save, because it is always in your Blackboard page throughout the semester. You can come back and watch at any time you want. And third one is all answers should be handwritten, clearly space out and explain, and should be question order starting from question number 1. Okay, and then use only fundamental formulas and concept that you learn from this class. I don't want random variables, random formulas that I never teach you. So that very important that you're going to use the formulas you are writing by watching the lecture part. You are writing the formulas that we discuss in the that lecture. Those are the fundamental formulas that you can use throughout the semester. My own way of writing formulas, and also the variables that should be the same name that we are using throughout the semester. And next one is, if you do not follow requirements, as I mentioned in your introduction lecture also, check the grading rubric. There are penalty, or there may be no credits for your assignment. And then this is where that we're going to start writing in your notebook, right? So it says handwrite the following statement, sign and date on it. So now I want you to write this statement by your hand on your paper all the way top of your homework, right? So that's important. By writing this statement, your mind saying that you are working this assignment yourself, and also you learn in it yourself and do it yourself. So that is your own work. It is belong to you. So that's what it means. Okay, so then you're going to start with writing that first. Make sure that you completely write the statement on the top, and then we're going to start. Okay, so I'm not going to write whole statement, but make sure that you write this whole statement on the top. And next, you're going to write the date. You don't want the word in date. You can write today's January 22nd and 2023. And then signature, you're going to write your signature in here, right? And next one is your name. And then I need last 4 digits of your ID number. I don't want whole your ID. I just need the last 4 digits. Okay, so we'll say I have 11 PHY1. Okay, and now next you see that here I have some calculation for you to do. So these calculations, you're going to get the A, B, C, D at the end after you do this arithmetic. Then you're going to use the A, B, C, D throughout your semester. Those letters, those numbers will be the same. Keep consistent with those. So I need those letters on my homework. So you're going to write A, B, C, and D. You're going to write those numbers on your each homework before you start the problems. So now how you get the A, B, C, D, I'm going to do it in here. You don't want that calculation in there because you know after you do one time, those are the same numbers for next time too, right? So use last 2 digits of your ID number. So I have 5 and 1, that is my A. And then add 10 to that, that will be 51 plus 10, 61, that is B. And add 100 to B, 61 plus 100, 161. And last one is add up the last 2 digits of the ID and add another one to that. That means 5 plus 1 is 6 and plus 1 is 7, right? After you find those numbers, what I want you to write is this number in your homework. I said, write the value of A, B, C, D to 1 decimal place. I want you to do it to the 1 decimal place because we try to use the significant figures as much as possible that you learn from 116 throughout the semester, this semester too, right? So then I have enough fix at least for some of the numbers. Let's use the A. So I have 51 to 1 decimal place, that will be 51.0. And then I have 61.0 as B and C 161.0 and D 7.0, right? So now you're going to start your homework. So again, as I mentioned earlier too, homework has 2 parts. First one will be graded and second part will be do for practice, but you're going to earn 25% for completion of that part. So will be graded with 75% of the homework. Okay, so now all the homeworks, if it is related to a problem or the cartoon, if maybe cartoon is given, maybe it is not given, you have to draw it. That's how you know that you have understanding of the question, right? So now in this question, you see that A, B, Q1, Q2, and lowercase q all are given, right? And it's asking you to, part A, asking draw the free-body diagram at point of interest. So you need to find out, according to the question, which one is your point of interest is. So point of interest will be just lowercase q. Okay, so now before drawing the free-body diagram, I need to draw this setup. So I have one charge, we call it as Q1. And there is another charge on the bottom, Q2, right? And there is a lowercase q charge somewhere here. So now those distance are given in the question. Okay, so this is A, this is A, this is B, right? So now after you do this one, so make sure you rewrite your Q1, Q2, and also A and B and Q by using your letters. Okay, that's very easy for me to see that what your values are, because I don't want to scroll up and see for your 100 student each time when I do the grading, right? So because of that, write it down here. It is easy for you and it's for me also. So now A is the first letter. A is saying D over 2. You're going to write D over 2 millimeters. And then your D number is 7 divided by 2. That will be 3.5 millimeter into meters, 10 negative 3 meters, right? And do the same for B. B is B millimeters. So that means it is 7.0 times 10 to the negative 3 meters. And then your Q1 equal also Q2 to Q1 and Q2 seems to me equal in this question. And they will be D nanometers. So D nanometers means 7.0 times 10 to the negative 9 nanocoulombs, sorry, coulombs. Okay, and then we have lowercase q. Lowercase q is given as C nanocoulombs. C is equal 161.0 times 10 to the negative 9 coulombs. Okay, so now I have everything in here, right? Now part A. So part A asking you to draw the free body diagram. So you're going to draw the free body diagram on your point of interest. So point of interest will be lowercase q, and I'm going to connect these lines because we know that the Coulomb's law will be explaining the pause in between two charges. So now one thing I need to see that the sign of those charges, it seems to me all the signs are positive in this question, right? So now we're going to draw the free body diagram. So free body diagram at point of interest, positive, positive going to be repel each other. This pose will be this way. I'm going to label it as F2. And Q1 and Q are also repel each other. That also a pose in this direction, F2, right? So that's the free body diagram for point of interest. So now we're going to move into the B. I'm not going to do all the parts, but first A and then the bottom B. So not left and right. Don't write anything on the right side. If you have enough space, just leave it blank. So keep it space out and then go to the B and do the part B, right? So now let's do the part B also. Calculate electric force on Q due to Q1. What is the direction? So now we need to calculate. This is I supposed to write F1, and we need to calculate the F1. So we know it is a Coulomb law, right? So F1 will be equal to the charge of Q1 and charge of point of interest. And then distance between these two charges, I'm going to label it as C in here, C to the power 2 and times Coulomb constant. So now as soon as you write this, you know that you can find the C, right? How to find C? Go here, and C will be Pythagorean theorem that you have A to the power 2 plus B to the power 2 and root of that, right? And then definitely you're going to plug the values in here. And you're going to write it from meters. Meters, right? So you have the C value. And then you go into this formula and plug all the values you need. This is where that you're going to put the values, 8.99 times 10 to the 9, that is your K constant, and Q1, we already have it, 7.0 times 10 to the negative 9, and lowercase q is 161 times 10 to the negative 9, and you're going to divide by C to the power. So this is in millimeters, C to the power 2, negative 3, and power 2. And then you're going to calculate this number, right? That is your F1. Coulomb law does not have a direction. Direction, you need to take it separately. So now this one will be equal to 0.165. And I need answer in box and units and F1. So as soon as you write the force, you definitely know you need to find the direction. In the question also I am asking the direction. Although I did not ask the direction, you need to find the direction. So how do I find the direction? So now finding direction, you can draw your X and Y axis. I'm going to just draw in here. You have Y axis and X axis, and label this angle as theta, this angle as theta. As you know, those all angles in this problem will be the same, because if you calculate F2 will be exactly the same in part C. I'm not going to do it yet, but theta is the direction, right? So theta I will be able to calculate. You see that tangent of theta is equal to the opposite over adjacent. Opposite is A, adjacent is B, then theta will be tangent inverse A over B. So 3.5 divided by 7.0. And then you're going to find out your angle with respect to x-axis in this case. So this will be closer to 26.6 degrees. Okay. And write with respect to positive x. So that's what we are always giving the angle, right? So that will be your part A. Now part B. Now you're going to continue by keeping the space, and your next C should be on the bottom, not on the right side. Then you're going to do the part C and then find the resultant at the part D, right? So important thing is drawing, clear work, step-by-step solution, write the formula you learn from the class, and then you're going to plug the values, and then your answer should be box and unit should be there, and your significant figures should be considered as much as possible to your final answer. And if you find any vector, that should have a direction, although it is not asking in the question. So that will be the procedure that you need to follow throughout the semester. Okay, so that's it for today.